Hello and welcome everyone to another video. I saw that I do have quite a few subscribers now. It's quite exciting, 50 of you, and yeah, I'd like to say thank you for joining me on this channel. And yeah, this video is all about Glastonbury and my day out there basically. So on Friday we decided to take a little trip to Glastonbury and we stayed there for the Saturday and we came back home on Sunday. Now it was quite an interesting time as it was quite short and I've never been before to Glastonbury. I was always curious about it as it is the Isle of Avalon, but just in our sort of world and our realm. It is a beautiful town and the surrounding area is absolutely stunning. Now I didn't get to do too much filming because I was busy doing my retail therapy, but also I thought I would not film as much simply because the town was quite busy and I didn't want to basically include people that do not wish to be featured in videos. And as you may guess, it might be quite difficult to ask people, as they move around, is it okay if you appear on a video or not? It sounds quite silly. So yeah, I didn't take that many video footage basically for you to view, but I do have quite a few and I will include them before I do my haul. It is quite small, to be fair. I did visit the Goddess Temple and Goddess Temple gift shop. Wonderful place. And I did experience a cleansing performed by a practitioner there, and it was quite intense, as I did have a little emotional breakdown in the end, as I felt Goddess's energy fill my heart. It was quite a healing process, and I do recommend, if you are in Glastonbury, to have a look at the Goddess Temple. I visited quite a few famous bookshops such as Courtyard Books, where I bought 2 books and of course the other few books and my diary I did purchase at the Goddess gift shop. Now I'm just gonna queue up the little video snippets so you sort of get the gist of what the atmosphere is like, because it's so hard to describe. The whole town is just filled with magic. If you are someone who is basically, how would you put it, quite restrained and you can't really kind of be yourself, I definitely recommend going to Glastonbury, because it's sort of, you see so many different people coming from all sorts of backgrounds and enjoying different basically religions and different phenomena, and it's just absolutely beautiful just looking at different cultures and different shops from all around the world. And you have this sort of wonderful community that's really vibrant, and it kind of forced me to come out of my shell a bit more and to feel more confident within my practice and myself, and to reclaim my own power as a woman and as a witch. So it's absolutely wonderful place to be. There are quite a few pubs and restaurants slash hotel. We went to the Pilgrim, or Georgian Pilgrim I think it's called Inn. It's the oldest, one of the oldest basically buildings within the town, and it was absolutely wonderful seeing the LGBTQ plus flags being everywhere. And making sure basically that everyone feels included. So it's a wonderful community there, very vibrant scene, and I couldn't help but feel quite welcomed and quite settled in that space. And being at the Goddess Temple just opened my eyes that much more. It was such an emotional and spiritual journey for me that I can't help but to recommend Glastonbury for anyone that's into alternative alternative clothes, because there's lots of shops that do sell what people classify as more hippie, more spiritual, more flowy fashion. So yeah, there's quite there's quite a lot to unpack, and I could ramble on forever about my experiences and during my kind of cleansing. But yeah, so here we go. So here's a little bit of footage for you about my favourite courtyard where there's the goddess temple, and also there is a quick little video about the atmosphere and the chalice well. I'm not going to lie, but the chalice well was quite busy, and we did have a little walk around in the garden area. We went to the angel little kind of well and put a little offering. We saw lots of groups of people gathering there for like religious little ceremonies, or grabbing a bit of water to either drink or collect for their altar, because there is a little sort of, not well, but a little kind of spring where you get all the water that you can basically consume. And it was just absolutely wonderful atmosphere. Now, I didn't want to take my camera out a lot of time because I didn't want to impose on people that were peacefully meditating and absorbing the natural beauty and the serenity of the area. So I tried to be very respectful and just sort of, walk around, have a look at the beautiful, basically, plants around me, then take a look, of course, at the chalice well, and it was absolutely breathtaking. It was such a wonderful atmosphere. Everyone was so calm and meditating and so respectful of one another. It really was the garden of peace. And as my son gets older, it's one place that I would like to visit a bit more often, because it was just so refreshing for my spirit. I also felt it in my partner, because my partner, he took off his shoes and his socks, and he had a little walk in a specific part of the little garden where lots of people walk around barefoot to connect with the earth and to basically feel the healing energies of the water. And he said to me that he felt afterwards so much more refreshed. He had so much more energy, and that is something he absolutely adores doing. Just connecting more with earth energies and healing himself, not just basically spiritually but also physically, as the cold water is very beneficial to your arteries. So there's lots of good things and also good minerals within the water once you drink it from like the drinkable little spring. It was just so beautiful. We all enjoyed ourselves, and we cannot wait to go back there next year. So one of the books that we picked up at the Courtyard Books is Book, A Practical Heathen Runecraft, Shamanism and Magic, revised 2nd edition by Nathan J. Johnson and Robert J. Wallace. Now, I was trying to get more into runes because I've been a practitioner for a long time when it comes down with runes, but for the last few years, ever since COVID really, I haven't really had the chance to practice it that often, and I didn't feel, that drawn to it. Now, I'm not really into heathen magic, or I wasn't really beforehand, but I just felt really drawn to this book, and I decided to pick it up, and I thought, you know what, I will surprise myself and not even flip through or read it. And to my surprise, it's very relevant to my partner's practice, because he practices a lot of Norse magic and wishes to get more into rune divination. And he managed to pick up a rune set at the Weird Raven shop, which is a Viking-based shop in Glastonbury that I really recommend viewing. So yeah, just having a quick flip through for you, so you sort of get the gist of what sort of information is in this book. Keeping in mind this is quite a thick, large book, and it's actually even suitable for me because I've been trying to get back, not just into runes, but more into Norse practices and magical systems. So yeah, definitely recommend checking online Book, Practical Heathen Runecraft, Shamanism and Magic, revised 2nd edition by Nathan J. Johnson and Robert J. Wallace. Right, next book that I picked up at the Courtyard Books is Lady of Avalon, Exploring Her Secret Hidden Lands by Kathy Jones. Now, after having my experience whilst being cleansed, I felt such a connection with the Lady of Avalon. I went in trying to sort of find a book on her at Courtyard Books, and to my surprise I did find it. I picked it up, and I just can't wait to dive into it because I felt such a connection inside my heart while I was being cleansed and letting the Lady of Avalon and the goddess into my heart. It was just so beautiful, and I was so happy that I could pick this book up. And we all know that Glastonbury is basically Avalon, and it's just such a beautiful book. It has lots of maps and pictures. It talks about basically the goddess within the city or within the town of Glastonbury, as well as the area, and how Glastonbury is actually Avalon. And you go through these different basically like dimensions, and it's just a beautiful book. I just picked it up and I was like, yeah, I definitely need to have this one. But yeah, I saw that Kathy Jones has also published a whole wide range of books worth checking out. So yeah. Now, the following few books and candle I actually bought at the Temple Goddess gift shop, which is literally at the bottom. You see it in the video, it is the purple building. So yeah, I bought a beautiful candle that's been blessed because I want something to represent the feminine energy on my new altar, which I will be assembling soon. So I thought this is perfect time to pick one out, and it's very fitting. I felt very connected, and I'm just grateful that they did offer candles that were blessed. Right, so I bought actually 2 more books in there. One of them is 2024 Witch's Diary. Now I usually go for the Llewellyn ones, but this year I thought I will try something different. Now this is quite an aesthetically pleasing book. It is by Flavia Kate Peters and Barbara Maeklejon-Free. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your surname, but this is absolutely beautiful. It's all sort of black and white. It has lots of information, but it's also not so thick. It's quite a thin diary, but it's still packed to the brim with different spells, different basically wisdom and information parts, and I just thought it is so thoughtful and I must have it, so I ended up buying it, and I'm really grateful that I did. Oh, by the way, also it starts in January, so if you want to grab an edition online, I'm sure you can find it on Amazon, or have a look at the Goddess Temple Gifts online shop. You could just search it up on Google and I'm sure you will find it. Right, so let's get on with the last book, which is something that my partner basically got me, because I wasn't sure whether I wanted it or not, because I felt attracted to it. It's Reclaim Your Dark Goddess, The Alchemy of Transformation by Flavia Kate Peters. Now, this book I didn't even notice is actually a signed edition, and I'm so grateful. It's absolutely beautiful. I took a look inside, and there's just so much information, but also really beautiful imagery. So I was really happy with this. It's a beautiful purchase. I'm just having a quick flip through different basically little illustrations. It's just stunning. Lots of feminine, beautiful energy. So yeah, it's just really good. It talks you through different darker aspects of these goddesses, and I think that each and every one of us has a dark goddess within them that's waiting to be unleashed. So I'm really looking forward to reading through it and yeah, trying to learn more about the goddess, because I never really connected that much with the goddess as much as I connected with her in Glastonbury, so I'm really grateful that we did take the trip there. But yeah, these illustrations are absolutely wonderful. So yeah, check out Reclaim Your Dark Goddess by Flavia Kate Peters if you are looking to reclaim your inner dark goddess. Stunning book. I absolutely love it. Right. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, I mentioned both of these books are published by Rockpool, so you might find it online there, or just to help you research it further. Now let's get into some of the items that I did buy. One of them is Sage Spirit Sage and Cedar Smudge Stick. Now I normally go for just white sage that I would collect in a garden, but this was mixed with cedar and I love the smell of cedar. So I thought to myself, why not? I'm just going to treat myself as one should from time to time. So yeah, then I got some Palo Santo. I can't remember what the shop was called, but they had quite a few incenses there. And then I thought, you know what, I'll pick up another one because I'm running really low. I only got 2 sticks left. And it's Nag Champa Super Hit, I think it's called. But yeah, it smells really good. Perfect for any spell work or just sometimes to have it on. It just has this neutral, pleasant smell to it. So yeah, that is my haul. And of course, this is a Little Lady of Avalon card that I picked up at the Goddess Temple when I purchased at the gift shop my books. So yeah, you can have a look. There's the online bit there to get the gifts. That's where you can check out some of the books as well. I saw that they have quite a lot to offer. I'd like to thank you for viewing my video today. I do urge you to have a look at Google by simply typing in shops in Glastonbury or spiritual shops or witchcraft shops, whichever keyword you choose to have a view, because a lot of these shops do have their online little stores that you can have a little browse through and view some of the selection that they offer for shipping and purchasing. So you sort of get the gist, and who knows, you might find something that you might need for your spiritual practice and development, any tools that you might need for your more magical basically practice. So I do urge you to have a little look and support these businesses, as they are absolutely wonderful and so are the people working in them. I did have a chat with quite a few ladies that did tend to the shops, and everyone has been just so vibrant, loving, and just so caring when you ask for help in the shop, and so welcoming. So I do urge you to visit Glastonbury if you can. It's just a wonderful place full of interesting people. And at first I'd like to thank you for those of you who have subscribed, liked, and even viewed this video this far. And secondly, I hope to see you again at some point, and I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful week, wherever you are. And thank you again for viewing the video.